Have you ever wondered if love and stoicism can coexist? This question may seem counterintuitive at first glance. Love, with its intense emotions, seems to be at odds with the Stoic philosophy of maintaining emotional equilibrium. But let's delve a little deeper. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy, teaches us to accept things as they are, to maintain inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. It's about understanding that we cannot control everything, but we can control how we respond. Now, how does this intersect with love? Well, imagine a love that isn't desperate or needy, a love that doesn't beg, but simply exists, calmly and confidently. This is the concept we're exploring today. It's a love that is grounded in stoicism, accepting and appreciating without the need for reciprocation or validation. So, with this understanding of love and stoicism in mind, let's delve into a story that illustrates this intriguing intersection. Imagine a man named Marcus who deeply loved a woman named Lyra. Marcus was a man of strong character, a Stoic by nature. He was deeply, passionately in love with Lyra, yet his love was unreciprocated. Marcus was aware of this harsh reality, and it pained him. But he never let that pain define him or his actions. Marcus was an embodiment of Stoicism. He believed in controlling his reactions to external events rather than trying to control the events themselves. He understood that he had no control over Lyra's feelings, and he accepted this fact. Unlike most people, Marcus didn't let unrequited love lead him to desperation or despair. He never pleaded or begged for Lyra's love. Instead, he focused on managing his emotions, staying true to his principles. He did not allow himself to be swayed by the tumultuous waves of unrequited love. He strived to maintain his self-respect and dignity, even in the face of rejection. Marcus believed that begging for love was an act of self-degradation, an act that undermines one's self-worth. Marcus was also a firm believer in self-improvement. He believed that we should strive to become better versions of ourselves, regardless of the circumstances. He used his unrequited love as a catalyst for personal growth. He channeled his emotions into constructive activities, into becoming a better man. He focused on improving his character, his intelligence, his wisdom. Marcus also found solace in the philosophy of Stoicism. He learned to detach himself from his feelings, to view his situation from a neutral perspective. He learned to accept things as they were, without wishing they were different. He found peace within himself, a kind of tranquility that can only be attained through acceptance. This is the story of Marcus, a Stoic in love. It's a story of unrequited love, of emotional resilience, of self-respect and dignity. It's a story that teaches us that we should never beg for love, that we should always maintain our self-worth, that we should always strive for self-improvement. Marcus never begged for love. Instead, he found peace within himself, accepting the circumstances as they were. So, what can we learn from Marcus's story? Let's distill the key takeaways. Stoicism, as we saw, can act as a compass in navigating the rough seas of relationships. It teaches us to manage emotions, not to suppress them, but to comprehend and control them. This wisdom is particularly useful in love, where emotions run high and uncharted. Another lesson from Marcus's story is the invaluable importance of self-respect. Stoicism reminds us that begging for love is akin to surrendering one's dignity. Love, in its truest form, should flow naturally, without coercion or desperation. Lastly, let's not overlook the power of acceptance. Stoicism encourages us to accept things as they are, not as we wish them to be. This, in the context of love, means accepting both the joys and the pains it brings. Remember, love is a gift, not an obligation. Let it come naturally. So, can love and Stoicism coexist? We've been journeying through this question, and now we find ourselves at the end of our exploration. We've discovered that, yes, love and Stoicism can indeed walk hand in hand. Practicing Stoicism doesn't mean shutting down emotions or refusing to love. Rather, it's about understanding and managing emotions, not being controlled by them, thus leading to healthier, more respectful relationships. Stoicism teaches us to value ourselves, to understand our worth, and in doing so, we naturally attract the love we deserve. We don't have to beg or plead for it. It arrives as a result of the respect and love we have for ourselves. So, take a moment to reflect on your relationships. Are there ways you can apply Stoic principles to them? Remember, Stoicism isn't about denying love, but enhancing it through understanding and self-respect. Embrace the Stoic way of life and you will never have to beg for love. It will come to you naturally.